be yourself and not try to be someone you're not, you're gonna the universe, God, whatever you believe in, is going to point you to the right people at the right time, exactly when you need it to happen.
This episode is brought to you by Skillshare, inspiring discovery through creativity. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Hardwood podcast, where we discuss your craft and the culture. This week, I'm joined by filmmaker and entrepreneur Johnny Larios as we discuss all things fitness and filmmaking. He was also a participant on the show The Selection on the History Channel. Plus, we talk about some of the work he's done for some of the biggest fitness influencers in the game. So make sure to stay locked in. What up, guys? We are on location here, and I got a special guest, Johnny Larios. What up, man?
What's up, brother?
Hey, man.
What's up, man?
I've been wanting to kind of chop it up with you ever since, kind of, got into this fitness, and we launched a documentary last year, and, we're keeping an eye on as far as some of these big time influencers, and you're working with these guys. You're like, neck and neck with these, and, what it takes as far as, getting those dynamic shots that we see online. And, this guy's the one that's behind the camera. But there's more to it than just, holding the camera and
for sure
just aiming it, right?
No.
But before we get into all that stuff, all that cool stuff, let's talk about how you got started in all this, right? Because obviously we all start somewhere.
For sure.
What inspired you to kind of get into kind of grabbing a camera and just telling a story?
Yeah. So back in about 2016, I was at a friend's fitness event, actually really near here in Whittier, and I was doing some crowd control. A lot of friends back then were fitness coaches, and they held outdoor fitness events that people would pay to attend, and it'd be like obstacles and stuff like that, and it'd be like an outdoor workout. And I used to go and help and stuff like that, and along the way, I would take pictures on my phone, on my iPhone 7. So, yes, you can start with your iPhone 7. And I took a dope shot of a friend, and I edited it and, make it look cool. And I gave it to him. And then after that, he was like, yo, this is like the top 3 action pictures that anybody has ever taken of me. I think you have skill. I think you have, I think you have something here.
So it started with the photo.
Yeah, literally, I could exactly show you the exact one and show you the comment, everything. I'm like, and literally, bro, that's how the power of positivity, when you give somebody an honest compliment, it could literally like transform their life and change their whole trajectory. So, from then, I told my brothers and my mom and my dad was nice to get me a Canon camera. It was not even a DSLR. It was literally a point and shoot. It was like a PowerShot SX 530 HS. I still remember. And from there, man, I was how do you call that? The imposter syndrome. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
So I started to enjoy it, and it took me a while to identify as even a photographer. I wasn't not doing video back then. And then it took me about a year of consistent, like trying to hustle and to try to see where I would fit. Because back then when you start, you say yes to a lot of different things.
Pretty much. You kind of first you're not confident first at the beginning, right? You're trying to feel out the whole kind of industry, all these different clients that you deal with, and then you start comparing yourself.
Yeah,
but,
which is bad.
You start just kind of feeling it out, and we all start somewhere, right? So for you, it started with the photo you took, and somebody gave you that extra confidence, right?
Exactly.
That you might not had it at that time.
No.
And you took it and you ran with it.
Yeah.
And did you ever think about, like, before that happened, like you wanted to get into anything as far as like video or even photography?
So I was kind of debating. Fitness, even before I started photography,
Yeah.
fitness was already a part of my lifestyle. Like I started my journey.
Okay.
Yeah, I started my journey back in like, man, I think I'm on like year 8 or so, something like that. You know, like as far as like being a lifestyle for me.
Yeah.
So
Right now, it's year 8.
yeah,
Currently, okay.
yeah, and so I used to do a bunch of different stuff like Spartan races and obstacle course racing and
Okay.
all this. Like I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
into a lot of extreme stuff. I was even on a reality show on
really?
the History Channel. Yeah, if you want to
wow.
look that up.
What was it called?
The show's it's called The Selection.
The Selection?
The Selection. So if you look up on Instagram or on YouTube, it's actually free now. They released the whole series. So
Okay.
on YouTube, it's
Yeah.
on there. It's The Selection, but you have to look History Channel.
Yeah.
So fitness has always been a big part of me for a long time now. So I transitioned that to photography. You know, like I have a lot of fitness friends, a lot of fitness, like influence. So that's where I immediately gravitated to.
Yeah.
But along the way, I still was interested in doing other stuff. One of the things that really interested me was doing travel blogging and travel, like that kind of a thing, where companies would pay me to, go check out their hotel, their villas, their, whatever. And I would create content for them, and then they would pay me, and, I'd get to travel to all these cool spots.
Yeah.
There was a time when I had a business idea, and I needed an app creator, and he told me, hey man, I can create your app if you shoot content for mine. So that's a whole nother story, but I definitely dabbled in a bunch of different little things. I still do a lot of small business, marketing and advertising, and creating content for small businesses, which I really like doing, because you got to help everybody around you. So you can make everybody shine. So definitely that's still something I'm really interested in, besides the fitness.
Yeah, and what was the turning point for you? Obviously you got started with that photograph, but what was the turning point for you where it just, from there, you never looked back?
Right. So
what was that moment?
So that happened when I met Michael Vazquez. I met him.
And let us know who Michael Vazquez is, because he's a big influencer in the fitness industry.
Yeah. So he's a hybrid trainer, good with calisthenics, body weight, movements, primal movements, animal flows, a bunch of different stuff, kettlebells.
Yeah.
He's an all around athletic guy.
Yeah.
Big influencer on Instagram, and one of my good friends. And we met at Metroflex about, I would say now, about 2.5 years ago. No, probably longer. About 3 years ago, for the first time, and it was just a casual meet kind of thing. I was at the gym. I was actually a member there at Metroflex, and he was there. I met him. It was cool, little hey, selfie, that kind of thing, right? Second time I meet him, he's there with Scott, another client that I work with, and a good friend, Scott Mathison, also another influencer. And I saw them. They were creating content, and it looked like they were all there all day. Like they were just dirty. Like Metroflex, if you've ever been to Metroflex.
Yeah, shout out to Metroflex. I've been there a couple of times.
Eddie, what's up, Eddie?
So
it's a dope gym.
Yeah.
And if you go there, anybody who goes there, you do not walk out clean. Like you walk in clean, but you will definitely get dirty.
Yeah, like you walk in there,
it's hardcore.
It's already like you feel the vibe, and it's not like you're not saying that it's a dirty place, right?
No,
but
no.
I think that's the purpose. I think that's what they want it to be like
just raw. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So it's like you walk in, and it's like that you're gonna get a workout in, even if you don't want to.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It's
Don't wear white. But so I was there, and it looked like they were there shooting like all day. They were dirty, and I just told them, I'm like, hey man, you remember me? And he's like, oh yeah, what's up, dude? And I offered to take pictures for them, because they were like there, and I actually introduced them to Lightroom on the phone, because that's what they were doing. They were using their phones, and I told them how to use Lightroom like really quick. They're like, "Oh, dude, this is like a game changer." So yeah,
I was a couple of years ago, I was all like into editing photos. I think it's kind of, I don't know, I feel like it's everything just slowed down, but Lightroom is a dope app.
Yeah, Lightroom for sure. And so since then, man, I've been in contact with them, and literally the one thing that sparked it all was when I sent a DM to Michael, and it was a story on his feed, and it had nothing to do with business, fitness, content, anything, bro. It literally was just a legit, like an honest DM where it was from the story was his son, and his son, I don't know what his son was doing, but since I had been following him from the beginning of my fitness journey a long time ago, I already like knew some things about him. So like I told him, I'm like, hey man, your son is looking more and more like you every day as he gets older. And he's like, thanks, dude. I appreciate that. And literally, man, from that's when it all stemmed. He told me about, like, back then it was a hush hush top secret, but that's when we started talking about and filming for his app, which is, like huge now, on the App Store. So that's basically how it happened, man. Like I honestly think that if you make honest connections and honest, how do you call it? Legitimate, human connection with people and just be yourself and not try to be someone you're not, you're gonna the universe, God, whatever you believe in, is going to point you to the right people at the right time, exactly when you need it to happen.
That's the point where you don't want to come off as a person that's not real, right? If you have that, like that, there's always this thing where people will kind of, they'll connect with you if you have some sort of even if it's a vulnerability that's like, oh damn, like
right,
he connects to me on that level, right? It's not
for sure,
because we're not all like tough guys and stuff like that. So when you start connecting with somebody on a vulnerable level, right?
Yeah, on a human level.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, that's where it's like, oh man, like, that's where you connect.
Yeah.
That's where the magic happens. So that's a cool story, man. And, I don't know Michael personally, but, I have kind of, like I mentioned, I've started this, getting into this whole fitness journey, and, that dude's a beast, shout out to Michael, man. So,
for sure.
And the rest of the guys too that are in the industry that you've kind of connected with. Yeah. I think, you don't know that, but you're just with you kind of building these clips and, being a partner with Michael también, like, you're changing other people's like perspective, right?
Yeah.
You're inspiring others, you're motivating others,
That's awesome.
So like, you look at the big picture, it's like, damn, like, we're actually changing lives, right?
Wow.
Just by putting something up online,
Yeah.
So
thanks, man. That's I don't even think about that stuff. It's I mean, I know doing this is definitely gonna, hopefully a lot of people hear it, and a lot of people, that are thinking of doing something new for their life, or stepping out of their comfort zone to try something new. I really hope that they see that. I mean, I'm just a normal dude, that picked up a camera.
I mean, you're like now pretty much from something simple that just started, right?
Yeah.
And you just kind of you're in this kind of I wouldn't say it's a unique place, but it's not. I wouldn't say, I don't believe in luck. You know what I mean? It's
right.
like you got to put in the effort.
Yeah, for
right?
For sure.
So it's all work, man. You got to put in the work like every single day.
Yeah.
Do you have any goals like for like in the next 3, 4, 5 years, or are you just going like, hey man, like because everything changed last year, right?
Oh yeah.
Everything like it was kind of like, whoa, like,
and things are changing now.
Yeah.
You
so
have
it's
to
like,
stay on top of things.
Yeah. So now what are you trying to do, right? Because I know we talked about a little bit how you're trying to get to like another level, right?
Right.
So talk to us about like where you're seeing yourself now, right? Because we all have to grow, right? We can't just stay stagnant.
No. I definitely think, I mean, even though yes, I'm known for creating content for these fitness influencers. I don't want to stay there. Like, I want that to be my primary, but I definitely want to be able to, diversify and be able to shoot everything, which I feel confident in being able to shoot. I've done like other short clips, short movie forms, I guess you could call them, on like this really dope San Diego estate that I did with my friend Achilles. We shot like this short, it was fitness influenced, but did not look anything. It looked like a mafia type little, so it was fun like that. I was like, wow, this is cool. Like I got to be really creative in choosing every shot, and and how the video came out. It was really fun. So, but really just be putting more of what I'm already doing, and not so much putting fitness on a pedestal. Putting other things that I'm already doing, like out there. So diversifying for sure, and then a really big goal that I do have also is to be able to like either lease or own an actual studio. To be able to shoot inside my own place. Equipped with with all the different fitness equipment and machines and barbells, dumbbells, like everything. You know what I mean? Because
that's something where like I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
Right? So like I was like you touch on it right now too. It's like a studio, but like at the same time it's a gym.
Yeah.
Like it's you walk in, it's like you got all your setup, your equipment, but at the same time you walk into another room, it's a gym,
right?
Like that's like okay,
like, and have like a corner for a podcast.
There it is, man. Hey man,
J-Rock Media podcast coming soon. No, just kidding.
There it is. Yeah, man. So and we're gonna get into all the kind of we're gonna get into the nerdy geeky side of filmmaking too. So.
Right.
But before that, let's talk about your journey as far as progressing. I've seen your some of your videos and your images. How Michael put you through some.
Oh yeah,
some,
man.
Some
Yeah.
workouts. But
you're talking about that. Oh, the transformation that we did together.
But you've been in the as far as
fitness
for
myself
for 8 years.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So,
for a while.
but you transformed yourself. Like I can see yourself. You look good, man.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
So
Thanks, man.
What happened? What did you do? And what was kind of like the timeline from the point where you saw that progress?
Okay, so it was originally a 6-week program.
Okay.
It extended to 7. But definitely it was hell, bro. It was hell.
So what were you wearing before what were you weighing before?
I think I was like 180 something, 185, getting close to 190.
What do you
I'm like at 170 something now, like
Okay,
172,
so
173,
10, 12 pounds?
15ish pounds maybe
Okay.
or so. But that's a huge difference, dude. Like, cause you like I used to feel like I'm like, man, like I was too focused on on filming and growing that side of my business, and I kind of neglected myself, like so.
Yeah, and as far as it's all like editing, right?
Yeah. Oh, editing super time consuming.
Yeah. So sometimes like people sometimes don't understand where it's like, what's one thing filming, right? But at the same time,
going back home,
editing is long. It takes longer,
way
right?
longer.
And then sometimes you're not on your diet, right? Sometimes you just get something quick, right?
Because you're sitting there, and you just got to keep going and editing. Yeah. Once you get into that workflow, I mean, I know that I've read so many different little things where the first 20 minutes of you sitting there and trying to figure out what your editing is gonna. It's literally you trying to get into a workflow, an editing flow, like, and then it starts flowing. Like those first 20 minutes, you're just you're like going to your files, trying to freaking open everything, and
Tell these guys, because I'm a big like the music has to be on point. Tell these guys, how long does it take to get a song, man?
Oh, dude.
Tell them.
My gosh. Well, first you have to, depends if you're going to get one that's copyrighted or not. So if it is a copyrighted song, you go to YouTube and you try to find a remix that a DJ has spun, and hoping that it doesn't get blocked. If you don't want to go that route, then you have to buy a subscription from Epidemic Sound, Motion Array, all these, SoundBed, all these different copyrighted free music services that you can get to use for your videos. But
the point,
and then you still have to search. You have to search genre, beats per minute. Yeah, it's crazy. It could take you hours.
But let's revert back to the 6-week program, 7-week program. Like what was the thing that changed? What was the difference maker in that?
Okay,
that
7
weeks.
So the consistency, man, the consistency and the intensity that he was pushing me, because he he knew that I have the intensity in me, like because of the hardcore stuff. Like I told you, like I was on that reality show. Like I've been through some really dark moments in my mind, of where like even to this day I am still affected by it. And I know this because I had an incident of a PTSD happen when I was with a friend, and I heard what triggered me was a sound that I was hearing off of the TV, the show that we were watching, and it was a baby cry, and that baby cry completely triggered me, and I felt like I left my body. I was watching myself from the sky down. I started cold sweats, dude. I started shaking, trembling, and I did not know what was happening. And my friend, she's a psychologist, I forget, but I had already talked to her about it because I felt comfortable talking to her because of her profession.
Yeah.
And she knew exactly what was happening to me. She's like, Johnny, you're going through an episode right now. Your body's like experiencing just like what happened when you were there at that moment, and your body thinks that you're back there right now. Like, so, dude, I couldn't.
I've heard about those situations, bro, where like you see yourself like you're like another your body.
You can see yourself from like if you're floating up there and you're sitting yourself down. It's,
almost like the Doctor Strange.
It's exactly like the movie. Dude, it sucked. So I know that, I mean, who knows if I'll ever get triggered again, but I know that there's some trauma from that whole show, and but I know that I've been put to like my most extremes, from that show, from other events that I've done in the past.
What was sorry? So the show itself was.
It was hard. It was a military based fitness show that they took 30 people that never had any type of military training, but whether their family or themselves had something to do with the military. And we got chosen.
The selection. That makes sense.
Yeah, the selection. Yeah, so the selection is a process that special military ops go through to see who's the elite. The Navy has the SEALs, the Army has the Rangers, the Army the Rangers and also the Green Berets. So like, all these different special teams go through a selection process, and literally that's what they did to us, because these 6 instructors that pushed us to our breaking point were current or past Navy SEALs, Army Rangers, and Green Berets. So these guys were hard freaking dude.
You already have that, I guess.
I have that push,
that experience. You went through it.
Yeah.
So that during the 6 to 7 week kind of, program. He
knew he could push me.
Yeah.
He knew that I had it in me to freaking not quit.
That was Michael Vazquez.
Michael Vazquez, yeah. He knew like I would not quit. I would give it my 100 every single time, whether I was fasted, whether I had any food in my stomach, whether all I had was black coffee. And he directed all that. He told me what I could eat in the morning. And
how many times a week did you work out?
It was at least 5 days.
5 days?
5, sometimes 6.
Was it 5 consecutive days, and then you had two rest days?
One rest day, and it was typically on a Sunday, so it was my rest day. Yeah.
Okay. And what was some of the workouts you were doing? Because I know, like, obviously there was a lot of it, like for explosive, intense workouts.
Explosive. Quick feet kind of reaction times. Like being able to change your direction at any given moment. Heavy, light, medium, different body weight stuff, with bands, without bands, with barbells, with dumbbells. I mean, it was a combination, man. It was like, flipping tires, smacking freaking punching bags on the floor and just giving it your all. Like, there was even boxing involved too. He was teaching me how to box, like all these different things.
It was the whole. Was like hybrid training.
It wasn't just weights. It was a lot of different things. It was going out in the at the beach, and like freaking doing stuff on the sand, which is way harder to do anything on the sand. All that stuff it requires strength, but a lot of it requires a lot of good technique too. He was even at one point he was attempting to teach me how to do a triple clap push up, which is freaking hard. We were at the Metroflex that's being built now, and there was mats on the floor, and he was teaching me how to do that. There's one where he did teach me, which is the tiger bend push-up. I don't know if you've seen that, where you start on a high plank and then you drop to your elbows and then you pop back up, and you push up. So
I think at this point you already know the name of every single exercise, right?
yeah, to some degree, some degree. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's awesome, man. So, what was the diet? What
The
did it
diet,
consist of?
since
Because that's you. I mean, that's
that's the meat of it all.
That's 70%.
Yeah, that's the meat of it all. Yeah, for sure. A big, huge percentage.
Yeah.
70. 20 is your your training. 10 is your recovery. All of it is important. But definitely it was like more of a high protein, low carb diet. Even though that's like, that's the typical type of thing, but that you only try to do that if you're really trying to shred. If you're trying to just get to a good point in your health and in your fitness, you don't necessarily have to do that. But since it was a short, intense program, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, he had me do that. And I would only eat carbs like maybe twice a week. And it was a small amount. It was definitely intentional, and it also comes with its challenges, because when you're low carb, you can feel it. You can definitely feel that your power is not the same, your explosiveness, your strength.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you freaking push. So it's a combination of all that. The grit, the mentality, the mindset, and that is just something that any good trainer should provide you, to push you and know where your breaking point is and where your limits are, and get you there, like, consistently.
Hey guys, it's Hardwood Rod here. And have you ever wanted to learn something new? Well, you gotta check out Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes for creative and curious people on topics including illustration, design, photography, video, and much more. On Skillshare, millions of members come together to find inspiration and take the next step in their creative journey. Get 12 months of Skillshare Premium for 30% off. Explore your creativity with thousands of classes. Sign up now, link in the show notes. With that, are you still trying to keep up and with that? Because obviously it takes, like you said, it's consistency.
Oh yeah.
Right? So like that's, I think, the biggest thing for everyone, right?
Yeah.
I feel like just doing it, because it's not, you just don't do it and then it stays. It's a lifestyle, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
you have to keep it up.
Like
Renters do every day.
What are you doing to maintain that, right? Like
so like, just like you, man, I'm sure that like your days are never the same every day. It's all over the place. So wherever I'm at, I'm super fortunate and blessed that I've made a lot of different connections with gym owners, and I'm anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes at any given point, from a gym that I can go and visit. And it's just a matter of like,
what's your favorite spot, man? Because we're on like in the same vicinity, right? There's so many gyms around here, right?
For sure.
So which one is your favorite gym to go to?
To work out.
Well, actually, I'll ask you two questions. Which is your favorite gym to work out in, and your favorite gym to shoot in?
Okay. Yeah, because they're different for sure.
Yeah.
So to work out in, there's two. I can't. And it's sad because I only go to one. And I've gone to the other one like maybe twice.
Yeah.
3 times maybe. But my favorite one to work out right now is Madhouse, Gaines Asylum.
I haven't been there, but it looks
dope. It's dope. And then the second one is John Reed.
That's the one you mentioned the other day.
John Reed. Yeah, John Reed. It's completely different experience there. It's
that
crazy.
one is in LA.
Yeah, it's in downtown LA.
And the one
like
Madhouse is in Southgate?
in Cudahy.
Cudahy? Okay.
Yeah, pretty close. Yeah. It's both of those are pretty dope. And like a close third is Gold's Gym in Venice. Yeah, that's also pretty dope. Dude. And as far as filming goes, Global Fitness. I don't know if you've seen that one on Peerspace.
I've seen it, but I think you really have to. Is it a membership based? Like,
it's not even a gym. It's a showroom. It's so Global Fitness is
Because
a
I know I seen
manufacturer
it has
of
a turf, no?
yeah,
Yeah.
the green turf, but they manufacture gym equipment, but they have a humongous showroom, and that's the showroom. Like
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah, I've seen it. I think because the lighting is on
it's
point.
sick. Yeah, the lighting, it's like all across from the
Yeah.
whole thing. Yeah, it's really dope. So
Yeah.
it's really easy to film in there. Like super
Yeah.
easy. Lighting never changes, stays consistent. Sound is always pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Spot gym
I've
wise.
seen it. Yeah, I'll probably
to film.
shoot. Probably, hopefully, maybe. We'll see. But
Let's go, man.
So what's your gear, man? What are you using nowadays? Right?
The gear?
We're in a new year.
Uh huh.
So what's in your camera bag right now?
So we shoot with two primary cameras. We have a Canon, the
Yeah.
EOS RP, and the secondary camera, or I shouldn't even say that it's a secondary camera. We just have two A cameras. Is the Sony A7S III. Yeah, we decided to do that because Canon is great. You know, Canon is great for the skin tones and
Yeah.
all the portraits and all that stuff. And Sony, just their dynamic range is insane, and their low light capabilities.
Yeah.
So and then their colors, they has its own look. So it's a different look.
Everybody has the new Sony, A7.
Yeah, it's dope. It's good. It's a good
So-
camera. But at the same time, man, I honestly don't think that you need to have crazy gear. You don't. You need to have whatever it is that you can afford and make it work until you can get whatever it is that you want to get. Because like earlier, I was telling you, I started with the Canon, the Rebel, the
Yeah.
T7i, and
we all start with the Rebel, man.
yeah.
We all start with
So
that.
it's like you gotta use what you can, what you have, maximize it to its potential, and then when you finally get to that point, that's when you're like, okay, what other thing would I be able to need, especially if you know what you're filming. Like me, I don't need the crazy high dynamic range from low lighting, stuff like that. So that's why I like the Canon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when it comes to gyms, every gym is different, right?
Yeah.
So I think like I'm trying to think of a gym that's dark, and the only thing I could think of is self-made.
Self-made training
so
facility.
It gets a little dark. So I mean, that
Right.
can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, no, for this,
You know
you
what I
can't
mean?
go wrong with
Because
the
sometimes,
Sonys. Exactly.
I mean, for the most part, I mean, unless I'm shooting a music video or a short film or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm running gun.
Right.
Whatever's in my backpack, that's what it is. I
Yeah.
don't have a big old light with me.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
it's gonna come in handy. So I mean, but at the same time, it's whatever works for you.
Yeah.
It's not.
Exactly.
And
then the lenses play a crucial.
yeah, the lens is
crucial
also
too.
for sure.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, I'm still rolling with the Sigma 1835.
Yeah.
So it shows like the sharp.
Yeah,
thickness,
yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah, no, my go-to is the 24-70, the 2.8, the Canon.
Yeah.
And then my simple 35 1.8. That one does really well in low lighting. So
Yeah.
it's you just need to know what to get.
Yeah.
You need to have somebody that like can kind of guide you. Like, all right, what kind of money do you have? All right, what are you trying to do? I mean, really, you just need 1 to 2 lenses to be able to do pretty much anything. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I think one of these days we gotta just collab, man, and just get
Yeah.
something going, man.
For
'Cause,
sure.
There's like I mentioned, we did a documentary, and it was on hybrid training, but I feel like I think we can continue that.
Yeah.
Into something more.
Yeah, for sure.
Even a film.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, who knows? We'll probably get something going, and start pushing out some content.
No,
man.
for sure. Like I mentioned to you over the phone, there's a film that I have in mind that is called 7 Signs that you might be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And it's literally 7 signs that anybody can be experiencing right now, especially in this pandemic and all this stuff that's happening. People are trying to figure out who they are and what they want to do with the rest of their life, essentially. So a lot of us might have the potential to become entrepreneurs and try something new that they've never done, so there's nothing wrong with being an employee. I was an employee, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you have the desire to do something else with your life, entrepreneurship might be the right path. And these 7 signs, there would be like a story behind it, like following like a man or a female that is living through this. So definitely I have something in mind that we could probably already start putting
Perfect,
together.
man.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And with that being said, what's some advice for some filmmakers out there that are trying to get not just in the filmmaking or fitness industry, but just in the just getting started, right? What's someone that might come up to you or ask you a question, because you probably get a lot of questions right on your DMs or something like,
right,
hey, man,
for sure.
What do you use, or what's the camera? That's like the common question everybody asks.
Yeah, the cameras.
So what's your advice, and as far as some of these young filmmakers out there?
I would say even though I did it myself, where I was saying yes to everything, come into this field having at least an idea of where you want to land.
Yeah.
Because until you know that, you're kind of gonna be guessing. You're kind of gonna be basically saying yes to everything and trying to do your best with that. But until you find where you land and where you feel comfortable in and where you feel you want to, basically work and be in and around and completely dive into, because that's what it takes. You need to completely dive into it and learn the people, the lingo, the culture. I mean, everything. You have to learn about it all to be able to understand it and navigate it. So definitely, the faster you know where you want to focus on when it comes to filmmaking or content creating, whatever you want to call this field, that's how I feel that that's the best advice I could give somebody to know what they want, as far as what they shoot with their camera.
Perfect advice, man. And where can people find you, man? Social media.
You can find me on Instagram at JRockMedia, JROKK Media. Same, basically everywhere, the same. YouTube, Facebook, even Twitter, which I don't think I've tweeted. I don't think I've tweeted in over a year.
You can find him, we'll send him a tweet or something. That way he gets active on there. All right, man. Hey, man. It was a pleasure having you on,
thanks, man. Thank you, brother.
We'll be working some stuff soon, man.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll see what we're up to, man.
Yeah,
We'll catch you on the next one, man.
Yeah, bro. It was awesome, man. Thank you for having me today, bro.
All right, guys.
And don't forget to subscribe and check out the latest episodes on the website. Follow us on social media at Hardwood Rod. And don't forget, every Tuesday we got the latest and greatest. So stay locked in. Would you like to be on the podcast? Got something to talk about? Make sure to head over to the website at hardwoodrod.com. Leave your name and the topic you'd like to discuss, and I'll add you to the calendar.